Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Abuja, there lived a woman whose name was Ifunanya. Everybody knew her in her estate as the woman that could not stop praising her husband. Every single time, it was Chuka, my king, Chuka, my blessing from heaven, Chuka, the only good man left in Nigeria. Ifunanya was always on and on about praising her husband. Even the day she was rushed to the clinic for malaria, she still told the nurse, please, oh, just give me drip quickly. My husband cannot stand seeing me in pain. He's the most caring man alive. And the funny thing was that Chuka was handsome, tall, clean, and, confident, the kind of person that one would call a playboy. But everyone called them the perfect couple because of the way Ifunanya painted her husband. Her Instagram was always full of pictures of them smiling, going on dinner dates, beach trips, matching Ankara outfits, and the rest. And Ifunanya would always post and write, my peace, my best friend, my covering, my godsend. Ifunanya was literally smitten by her husband. But every other person called her blind. Even her closest friend Amanda, who knew Chuka, her husband, before their wedding, had warned Ifunanya saying, Ifunanya, your husband is not as holy and righteous as you're painting him to be. Every time my husband is nice, my husband is good, he's the most perfect man alive. He's not that good though. Okay, fine. Just take a good look at his circle of friends. All of them are womanizers. From Emeka, from Kelechi, Ikenna, all of them. Womanizers, chronic womanizers. And trust me, your husband cannot be different from the circle of friends that he keeps. If all his friends are womanizers, what it also means is that he is a womanizer. So better shine your eyes and stop living in delusion. Amanda said to her friend Ifunanya. But Ifunanya just laughed and said, Amanda, I know what your problem is, and it is bitterness. You're just too bitter. And honestly speaking, I don't blame you. If I'm in your shoes, if I've been betrayed by several men, maybe, just maybe, I would have the same kind of mentality that you have. Your ex dealt with you, your ex before your ex dealt with you. Men have been cheating on you, playing on you like a football. So I'm not surprised that you lack trust in men. But my dear, my husband, my chuka, my lion, Dimoma, is not like that. So please, I beg you in the name of God, just stop trying to poison my mind against my good man. You can't stand the fact that, your own husband is cheating. So you're just trying to, project your mishap on my own marriage. My dear, it will not work because my own marriage is working. My husband is faithful. In short, if there's only one faithful man in the whole of Nigeria, it has to be Chuka. Ifunanya replied. And Amanda just kept quiet before they would say that she's trying to project her own flaws on Ifunanya. Then after their conversation that day, Ifunanya had stopped picking her calls. The truth is that Ifunanya loved her husband and could see no wrong in him. But what she did not know was that Chuka, the football player, had mastered the game. In short, Chuka had become Ronaldo. He knew how to be two people in one body. In the morning, he was Ifunanya's perfect and gentle husband. He would kiss her forehead, compliment her hair, and even help her zip her dress before she left for work. But at night, Chuka was a different man. He would usually just tell his wife, oh babe, I have a work meeting with guys today, so please don't wait up. I'll be coming back really late. Then he would drive to a hidden apartment in Wusetu, an apartment that his wife did not even know existed. It was a fully furnished shortlet where he and his married friends kept as their personal relaxation center. Each time he got there, the others were already there. Music playing in the background, drinks on the table, girls in crop tops, laughing, dancing, and doing all sorts of. Chuka and his friends called themselves the Brotherhood. They were a tight group of married men who believed that they needed side chicks to be good to their wives. They saw side chicks as part of the balance in life. So each man had their own corner in the house. Chuka's own was the back room. That's where he took his own girls. And there were always one, two, sometimes three girls at the same time. But Chuka was even worse than his friends. He literally had a side chick from every state in Nigeria. From Calabar to Katsina to Uyo to Benue to Port Harcourt to Bayelsa to Owerri, just name it. And each time he traveled for work, he would add one to the list. But Ifunanya, his wife, did not know. She was busy praising him online. My husband is a good man. She was busy defending him offline as well. Even when her neighbors, people around her dropped hints, she would always reply and say, if I start telling you the kind of man that I married, oh my God, you will cry tears of joy. My husband doesn't even like to talk to women. No. If he sees a woman coming to talk to him, he will shush them away. He does not allow that nonsense. He keeps boundaries. My husband would always say that I have everything I need at home. He would say that I'm his all in all. My husband, such a perfect man. Ifunanya would say. By this time, her friends and everyone around her had gotten tired of advising her. So they all stopped talking about Chuka because apparently Ifunanya had chosen to be blind. Then one evening, while they were eating spaghetti in their fancy dining room, Ifunanya smiled and said, baby, can you imagine? Amanda called again. No. You know, all this while I've been trying to give her distance, but that girl will not leave me alone. She's just on my head, on my matter. Anyway, she called though. She said that she saw you with a lady at Wuse Market and that the way two of you were, that you were in a compromising position. Ifunanya said. And then Chuka just laughed and said, jobless people. You see, when somebody does not have a job, that's what they keep on doing, just looking for who to talk about. Maybe I was just walking behind somebody, and that was how she just used me to create fake gist. Me with another woman. Who is that woman? What is in that woman that is not in my wife? Have they seen my wife? Achalugu. Please, Amanda should not get me upset this evening. Chuka replied. Then Ifunanya giggled and said, that's what I told her. I told her that my husband has only eyes for me. I am my husband's queen, his world, the apple of his eyes. They just want to break us, but they will not succeed. I will not allow them. Ifunanya responded. And then Chuka reached out and held her hand and then said, my love, thank you for not ever doubting me. And I promise you, I will never bring shame to you. And Ifunanya was just there smiling like a fish, like someone that they had just told a bedtime story. What she did not know was that shame, embarrassment and disgrace were already wearing high heels and were walking fast towards her. Ifunanya truly believed that she had the perfect husband and that her husband was too good. But only if she had known that her so-called husband belonged to a group of grown men who should be old enough to know better. But instead, they had turned cheating into a full-time hobby. And these men called themselves the Brotherhood. There were 6 of them, all married, all successful, living in big estates with beautiful wives and expensive SUVs. But you see, once or twice in a week, they would gather in secret in that their secret apartment in Wuse 2. And to make matters worse, the house was rented under Chuka's name. Meanwhile, to the world, every other person on the outside, the house just looked like a service apartment. But to the Brotherhood, it was their freedom base. It was the headquarters of adultery. You see, what happened inside that house? Sodom and Gomorrah are still learning work compared to what goes on in that house. The house was well decorated with a big flat screen. They had imported wine racks, fake business folders in the living room, just in case police barged in. But you see the real activity, it happened upstairs. Each room had one man's name written in code on the door. Chuka's room was marked Z1, short for Zadi1. Oosh. Whenever Chuka came, he always came with busty and curvy ladies. He would always tell them different pathetic stories. Sometimes he would say, I'm so lonely in my marriage. Other times he would say, my wife is too busy for me. To some other ladies, he would say, my wife is too fat. She's not taking care of herself. I'm no longer attracted to her. In short, I'm at the verge of divorcing her. And to some other foolish ladies, he would say, you're the only one that understands me. My wife does not understand me. She's just all about the children. Chuka was steady dishing lies. And the funny thing is that these women actually believed him. Meanwhile, he would tell Ifunanya that he traveled for board meetings, networking seminars, and all the rest. Sometimes he would even send her pictures edited and filtered with office backgrounds and suit and tie. Meanwhile, the real background was the Sodom and Gomorrah house in Wuse. Sometimes it was even the girls that he came with that would snap him. But each time he returned home, he would come back with flowers, perfume, handbags. He would be so loving to Ifunanya. He would rub her feet and say, oh, my love, you're the best thing that has happened to me. I bless the day our paths cross. You're my wife now and forever. Blah, 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 blah. And again, Ifunanya would go and post his picture and write, my best gifts from God, 7 years of peace and 100 years to go. Ifunanya was living in real delusion. However, the brotherhood had rules governing them. They had rules like 1, never bring the same girl more than twice a week. Never allow the girls know each other. Never ever let your wife find out about the house. And never bring someone that you picked by the roadside. But rules are like eggs, and definitely one person must break it. So one Friday night, it was Edwin's turn to host everybody. Edwin was the loud one, was the stubborn one, the one that always wanted the newest girl in town. But you see, that night, he made a very terrible mistake. He just picked a random girl by the roadside. The girl was really beautiful, but her mouth was sharp, and she was really hot-tempered as well. Her name was Naomi. And that night, Naomi came to destroy. The moment she stepped into the house, she did not even greet anybody. She did not smell. She just walked straight into the fridge, opened a can of malt, and started drinking like she was at home. Then Edwin whispered to her and said, babe, respect yourself. Now, at least greet my guys now. You just entered here as if you did not see anybody. Greet them now. But Naomi just hissed and then rolled her eyes and then said, Mr. Man, if you don't like me, please take me back to the road where you picked me from. I did not beg you to pick me. You saw me and you liked what you saw and you picked me. So please don't stress me. Naomi said. Then the other men looked at each other. Then Chuka rolled his eyes and now said, Edwin, where did you find this one from? Then Edwin replied and said, I beg, leave matter. The girl just dey vex, she go calm down. But Naomi did not calm down, no. Because a few minutes later, when Edwin tried to touch her, she slapped his hand away. Then he shouted at her and said, why did I bring you if you will not allow me to touch you? Then she shouted back louder. And from there, they started exchanging words and curses. And then curses turned into slaps. And before everyone knew what was happening, Naomi just took a broken bottle and stabbed Edwin. And just like that, Edwin fell down and died. Everyone froze. All the girls screamed and ran out. And the other married men also ran out. They jumped the fence and escaped. Naomi dropped the bottle and ran away. So Chuka was the only one left standing. Chuka was stuck. His brain could not process what he was seeing. Just a few minutes ago, they were all laughing, gisting and having fun. Now, the next minute, Edwin was there, bleeding out, dead. And before he knew what was happening, the police arrived in less than 30 minutes. They found Edwin's dead body, and Chuka was the only person left. And so the officer looked at him and said, "Is this your house? Did you rent this house?" And Chuka responded and said, "Yes, I'm the one. I'm the one that rented this house, but I'm not the one that killed him." Oh, Chuka said. And so the police arrested him immediately. And by morning, the story had reached everywhere. It was breaking news. Married man arrested after lady kills friend in Wusi apartment used for side chicks. Everybody was clicking, reading, sharing with their friends. And within a few hours, Ifunaya's phone began to ring non-stop. Meanwhile, Ifunaya was at home painting her nails and just relaxing, when her neighbor ran into the compound screaming, "Ifunaya, Ifunaya, check online, oh, your husband is trending." The neighbor screamed. But Ifunaya just laughed and said, "Please, what is it? You will not leave this my husband alone. What is the latest lie you are saying about my husband now?" Anyway, let me just see. Then she opened her phone and saw Chuka's face plastered on every gossip page, standing beside police officers in handcuffs. Her hands began to shake, so she clicked on the video, and she heard the reporter speaking fast. Say, the apartment was a hidden lodge where married men allegedly brought side chicks from all over Nigeria. One of the men was killed by a girl he brought from the streets. The house is registered under the name of one Mr. Chuka Onzurike. The reporter read. At that point, Ifunaya screamed, "Ewo!" and fainted even before the video ended. When she woke up, she sat on the floor. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Her sisters had come around. Her pastor's wife had also come just to show her support. Even Amanda, the same friend that she had pushed away for talking bad about her husband, was also there with her. They were all trying to comfort and console Ifunaya. Meanwhile, the video of Chuka in handcuffs had gone viral. People were sending it to her on WhatsApp. Even her church group chat was buzzing. May God help our sister. Oh, but I thought she said that her husband is perfect. Hey, see the kind of public disgrace that her husband has brought to her. People were saying all sorts and all manner of things. Even on Instagram, people went and dug up her old Instagram captions where she wrote things like, "Oh, marrying Chuka was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Oh, if there's only one faithful man in Nigeria, then it's my husband, Chuka. Oh, my husband is such a good man." People dug up those old posts and were busy mocking her and making fun of her. Ifunaya felt so broken. She felt that the ground should just open up and just swallow her. But her husband, Chuka, still remained in police custody. The police said that they could not find Naomi's real name, ID, or address because she had given a fake name and no one could trace her family. And since he was the legal tenant of that building, he was responsible for what happened to Edwin until proven otherwise. Chuka was broken because he knew that by now his wife must have found out about the double life that he lived. Ifunaya, on the other hand, was more than broken. It was one thing to find out that her husband was cheating on her, but it was another thing to find out the way she did, and then another thing to be subjected to that kind of public humiliation. She remembered all the times that her husband would be talking bad on people that are cheating. Her husband had castigated several men for cheating on their wives. He would say things like, "Don't mind that man, he's an unfaithful man, busy keeping side chick. What of this one? That one that married the second wife, to fear Aqua, such a useless man." She could not believe that the same husband that had the mouth to be insulting other men that were cheating was actually the chief, the CEO of cheating. Meanwhile, people had started using her situation to do motivational speech. One aunt in the estate used Ifunaya to teach during a women's meeting. She told her people, "That's why I tell people, stop doing husband and wife Olympics online. Stop going online to be praising your husband. You don't know what your husband is doing. You cannot really trust a man. You cannot even trust the child in your womb, not to talk of a full adult. But no, they will not hear what. Now look at Ifunanya. She has just made a public ridicule of herself. Anyway, it serves her right. Kai, Ifunanya was broken. She could not defend herself anymore. She now began to realize that actually all the signs were there, but she chose to ignore them. For crying out loud, the late nights, the extra perfumes in the car, the missed calls with saved names like Uche electrician, Amaka delivery, even the time that she saw a strand of curly hair in their bed and told herself that, oh, it was probably hers, even when she knew that she did not own a single curly hair. Now she began to feel very stupid. She felt very small, not just because her husband was cheating, but because she was so naive and so foolish to have trusted him wholeheartedly. Then one night, when everyone had gone, people that had come to comfort her had gone, she was all alone with her best friend Amanda. Then she looked at her and said, I should have listened to you. I'm so sorry, Amanda. But Amanda did not say I told you so. Instead, she just held her hand and consoled her. For crying out loud, her friend was already downcast. There was no need to rub it in. Then 2 days later, something changed. The police reviewed the CCTV footage in the compound, and one of the cameras caught Naomi's face clearly as she entered the house with Edwin. So the photo was sent out, and within 48 hours, her picture was everywhere, online or on TV, in the newspapers, and it became a national manhunt. And Naomi was caught while she was trying to travel out through Benin. She was arrested and brought back to Abuja. And then she confessed to killing Edwin, and that she acted alone and that Chuka knew nothing about it. So that was how the case turned around though, and Chuka was released. He returned back home a free man, but not a welcomed one. Ifunanya opened the door when he arrived. She just stood there staring at him blankly. No tears, no hugs. For crying out loud, she had been crying all this while. Then Chuka stared at her and said, I'm sorry, my love, I'm sorry. But Ifunanya just stepped aside and let him in. But from that moment, they both knew that things had changed. Their house was no longer the same. It no longer felt like home. The same dining table where they used to eat and laugh now stayed quiet. The bed where they once cuddled and gisted and gossiped was now wide and cold. Even when they tried to talk, everything was just off. It wasn't clicking. Something was broken. Something was heavy. Trust was gone. But Chuka kept on apologizing and apologizing. But Ifunanya knew that he was not truly sorry. She could no longer believe a word that came out of his mouth. She felt that he was only sorry that he got caught, and that if he hadn't gotten caught, he would still be lounging away in the laps of another Delilah. But Chuka kept on apologizing and begging. But no matter how hard he tried, no matter how many times he said, I'm sorry, Ifunanya was done. She could no longer believe a word that he said. She did not even ask him where he was going anymore. She did not check his phone. She did not cry. She just detached herself. Something had died inside of her. They just began to live like flatmates. One night, Chuka could not take it any longer. He went to his wife and said, Funny, because please let us try again. Just give me one last chance. But she just looked up and replied, one last chance to do what exactly? As in to go again and go and start cheating on me again, or what? Chuka, we are done. You have broken my trust, and I don't think there is anything that can be done about it. Chuka, you have shattered me in more ways than you know. I'm not sure you'll be able to understand what exactly you have done to me. And then she walked out and shut the door behind her. Hi besties, it's your favorite storyteller, Omalicha. Thank you so much for watching my story to the end. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one as usual. So first off, if you have a friend, or if you have a friend whose spouse is cheating on them, Do you think it is in your place to go and tell your friend? Like, do you think you're meant to be a good friend by going to go and tell that your friend that their partner, their spouse, their husband, their wife, whatever, is cheating on them? Or will you just fold your hands and let everything, play out? Because definitely they would always find out. So would you be the one to tell them, or would you, you know, allow them find out themselves? That's one. Now, secondly, do you think that a marriage can survive betrayal? Like, do you think that a woman who has trusted her husband, just like Ifonaya, like trusted her husband with her whole heart, now only to find out that the husband is a serial cheat? But do you think that the marriage can, survive that kind of betrayal if the man is truly sorry and repents? Or do you think that no matter what the man does, no matter how sorry he is, the marriage is done and done for good? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. And lastly, this question is a difficult one, but I would ask it anyway. Do you trust your spouse 100%? Do you think that your spouse can never cheat on you? Be it your wife, do you think your wife can never cheat on you? Do you think your husband can never cheat on you? And have you made an allowance in your mind in case they do cheat on you? Or do you think that it cannot just happen? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section, and please support your home girl, Malicha, by subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and sharing with your loved ones. So now, till I come your way again with more interesting stories, bye.